Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Miami Book Hub. I'm your host, J. Adrian Betancourt, urban planner by day, author, and explorer by night. This is now, I want to say, episode 4 of this podcast. And as you know from watching our previous episodes, we're embracing Miami's literary community, whether it's the authors, the readers, and the book clubs, to publishers and booksellers. We want them all in this program to celebrate Miami's literary community, and especially its authors. And today I have a wonderful guest who I only recently met, having only recently become a member of the South Florida Writers Association,
Yay, welcome.
SFWA for short.
Yes.
And it's Amy Nicole Naim.
Yes.
Amy, welcome to the program.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And Amy, remind us, what is your role with the South Florida Writers Association?
So I am the Vice President and Director of PR and Marketing for South Florida Writers Association.
Yeah, it was a long time. We tried to squeeze it on the screen there. Hopefully, we did justice.
That's a lot. It's okay. It's all good.
So tell us about what SFWA is, what's its history, and what are some of the things it does?
Yeah, well, I like to say we are a group of writers supporting writers, because that's truly what we are. We're all doing our own work, but then we're all supporting everyone else who's trying to, from newbies to published authors with series under their belts. We kind of cover it all. And we provide resources. We have a monthly meeting. We have writing contests. We have a monthly newsletter. There's so many opportunities to get involved and get your writing out there, but also to support. It's a community. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's the biggest takeaway is it's a community of writers. So, writing is a very solo activity and it can be very lonely. So it's nice that you have other people in your community that know what you're going through and can give you ideas and support. I mean, I've met some of my best writing friends and writing buddies through the organization. So it's good. And we're 35. We just turned 35 years old. Yeah.
Happy
Started
birthday.
in 1990. Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, we've been helping all South Florida writers, but we have members from all over the world. We have someone in Colombia who, because our meetings, you can Zoom in.
Right.
So it really is it's a great hybrid idea, and it helps us so you can still be a member and not physically be in South Florida. So.
Yeah, it's very accessible. And I have to say, I was so happy to have discovered you because as a new author and someone who isn't a professional writer, I wasn't sure where to start. I was lucky enough to have some early conversations with Lisette Mendez at the book fair and some others, but it's really daunting when you're writing and you want to publish and you don't know the business. You don't know where to start. And I think this organization is a great place to start for anyone at any level, right?
Yes, absolutely. Especially knowing how to deal with, do I self-publish?
Yeah.
Do I try to do traditional publishing? And, we have different relationships. With Books and Books, we have a great relationship too, to sort of plug people into the scene here. Because I think it's like a little hidden gem in Miami there are a lot of writers and we're all trying to find each other. So it's funny because a lot of people, new members that I talk to and ask how they found us, they usually just do like a Google search, like for writers groups and writer community, critique groups. We also have critique groups, and they're looking for community at the end of the day. So that's what draws them, and I'm so happy that we can bring that to the Miami community because there aren't a lot of us around.
Yeah, and I have to say it is very welcoming. I have felt welcome. I was embraced, and I'm like, that was so nice.
That's so cool.
That's not every organization is like that.
Yeah. Did Lisette tell you about us? Or how did you?
To be honest, at this point, I don't even remember. I think it was honestly just a Google search.
See, this is great. Our SEO is somehow working. We've re-optimized our website. We've kind of modernized a little bit, over the years, and that's the other great thing about the organization is we're a nonprofit and we have a board of volunteers. We're all volunteer run, so those of us that are on the board really dedicate so much time to making this a wonderful organization, and it gives people an opportunity to step up and get involved as well. So they might not, have that because most people, just work in their day jobs and, authors by night, just like you. It's a lot of what we have. So it gives them a great opportunity to be involved.
And I did have a chance to see you in action
Yes.
at the recent Miami Book Club Fair
Yes.
put on by the Friends of MDPLS, Miami-Dade Public Library
Yes.
System.
Yeah.
Lovely event at Pinecrest Gardens.
It was a great
right?
turnout.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so you guys put booths together and highlight some of your members'
Yes,
books,
just
which
like
some of
you
which you
see.
have here, right?
Yeah, exactly. These fairs are a great opportunity to highlight our different authors because we have everyone from children's book authors to fantasy to memoirists.
Every genre.
I mean, every genre. So, and we have so much talent. It's incredible. A lot of our writers are self-published as well. So, yeah, these kinds of fairs give us a great opportunity to showcase our books. And another great part of membership, speaking about fairs, is the Miami Book Fair. Is we have a standing table there too. Actually, no, we've doubled our presence there, which is amazing. And if you become a member, you can have an opportunity to have a slot at the fair, which is something people join just for that sometimes because, as you know, it's not cheap to have a table at the fair. So then you can meet the authors, they can sign your books, and it's such a fun, wonderful time. So that's a
lovely.
great opportunity.
And do you put on any events of your own, or is this just kind of piggybacking on
our biggest event that we do is our Mango Writers Conference, which is in November usually. And the one we just had was fantastic. We usually have speakers from all different on all different topics. Like, of course, we covered AI. We covered turning your book to film. I mean, just we have incredible speakers lined up, and then you can come. But that is our signature event that happens every year.
Yeah, and I just missed it. I was so bummed.
I know. Don't worry, it's going to be even better next year. We're always trying to make it better.
And then I
better.
also assume, by the way, that was put on by Mango Publishing, which is a
I just learned it's another publishing house. We may be dropping the Mango name because I think it is a little confusing for people. But
it'll be the Avocado.
I think we were trying to exactly kind of equate it with South Florida, but truly it is. Yeah. It's just South Florida writers. But it's amazing. We had an agent there last time. Yeah. So
just missed it.
I know. But plenty of opportunities. And that's what being a member really helps you, because we have a part of our website that is just for members only. So where we give you resources for like how to query, for example, just these kinds of where to take a class. A lot of people don't even know how to take continuing education in a writer's class.
It's a lot, because I've learned this myself going through this journey. Is the writing is difficult, right? But that's the easy part compared to everything that comes after.
Yes.
The publishing, the selling, the marketing, the promoting.
Yes.
It's really daunting. And that's where a group like yours really helps. Providing those resources, providing those connections, that information is really helpful.
Yes, 100%. I know the marketing. That's probably the biggest thing. Everyone just goes, they hate it. And I get it. You know what I mean? You want to just do your craft. You want to write. A lot of them, like I have fun with marketing. That's like kind of what I did in my past life. But most people, zero desire. So it kind of helps. And it also helps too, having the community around you to like help you, because we piggyback off each other. We'll tag each other in the posts, and we also help promote them through our social media channels too. So
I love that it's supportive, because you'd think, okay, to some extent this is a business and other authors might be seen as competitors, but not really, right? Everyone is here to support each other.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about and talking to you. That is the community, but also that it's like the rising tide lifts all boats. Idea, because every person who's doing well, like for example, someone found we work with Sean McComber at the New Times, and he also writes for he's an editor for Aqua Pinecrest. I don't know if you've heard of that magazine.
I haven't.
It's a really beautiful magazine, and we love Sean. And so he did a feature on one of our authors, and then she passed on information for our other authors, and he did more features. So it's like this kind of thing where no one's gatekeeping. Like we're the opposite of gatekeeping. We're just like, come on in. We find opportunities. We share those opportunities. So it's all just for the betterment of everyone. So
now you mentioned that you had been, I guess, in PR marketing in a previous life.
Yes.
tell us a bit more about yourself
Yeah.
and your background.
Me, oh my. Yeah, it's like a lifetime ago. But yeah, I'm a transplant. I'm a Miami transplant. I've only been here for 4 years.
4 years? Oh, you're practically
I know,
native
right?
at this point.
I'm feeling better about it these days. But we did come from New York, New Jersey area, and before I had kids, I was in the fashion luxury business in New York City, PR and marketing. I worked for Chanel and Tiffany and all these high life things. So fancy, yes. And that's part of my memoir. What I'm writing about in my memoir is kind of my journey through those companies, and what my lifestyle was like, and then coming out the other side and becoming a mom, and then the identity around all of those changes. But I did PR and marketing for the longest time, and I always loved to creative write when I was younger. But once I started doing it as my job, it really I didn't love it as much. Like I got away from the creative writing.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, because it's corporate writing, and it's so it was a big change for me, but it was something I was good at. It was like my zone of excellence, not my zone of genius, if you will. If you've ever read The Big Leap, which I love, Gay Hendricks. If you've never read that book, highly recommend.
Adding it to my list.
Okay, adding now. But yeah, he talks about working in your zone of excellence, which is something you're very good at, but it's not your zone of genius, which is where like time stands still and you're in the flow. And so I was doing that for a long time, and then I switched completely once I became a mom. I just started doing other like more health related things and stuff on the side. But
yeah, I see in some of your background that you're into wellness.
Yes.
Right. And alternative medicine. And in fact, you wrote a book on that topic. And so tell us about Advocate.
Yes, I know Advocate, and it's funny because
that's this one right up here in the front. We'll show it off there.
Yes,
and on the back, you're surrounded.
It's
by
everywhere.
Advocate.
It's everywhere. We're surrounded. But yeah, Advocate grew out of, first of all, my desire to get back into creative writing and memoir writing, but also out of what happened with my daughter. Because she's faced some health challenges from the get, like when she was born. And I wound up turning to, alternative and more holistic functional medicine to help her through a couple of her health challenges. And that led me on a journey. I mean, I was already kind of a healthy bent person, but this really put me onto the other side. And I wound up doing a ton of research and going down a lot of rabbit holes, which a lot of us do. And I was really proud and happy of that story, and it really helps my daughter get better and thrive. So I wound up writing kind of a mini guide for other parents that might be going through something like that, and they want to help their kids, but they don't know where to turn because a lot of people they go to their regular doctor and they think that's it, and it's like there's so many other avenues that you might be able to go on. And also, but I talk about how to work with your primary care doctor, so you don't kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. So it's about that journey.
It's a balance, right? So a bit of a kismet here. So I absolutely believe in holistic medicine, and in my book, Maya Lin and the Ancient Order of Seshat, coming to a store near you in the near future. There's a lot of Eastern philosophy and Eastern, traditional Chinese medicine, and that whole approach to life, not just to medicine in particular. And so, I love that. And I will say, I had twin girls who were micro preemies, born 4 months early.
Whoa!
1.5 pounds, and we went through the traditional medicine route. But we also introduced a lot of the alternative holistic medicine, and I really think that made a world of difference. And today they're 15 years old and happy and healthy, and other than wearing glasses, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. So.
That's twins, you said?
Twins, yes.
That's this crazy coincidence. So my daughter's 15.
Well,
and she was a twin. I lost the twin very early on. No, thank you, but it's crazy. That's the same age and all of that. But I've never heard of micro preemies.
Yeah, 23 weeks. That's when they were born. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, I know. My niece was 2 months early, and that was shocking to see her in such a tiny little state.
Yes.
I can't imagine seeing a 1 pound baby.
She looked like a hairless squirrel in my hands. But to your point, there's so much information out there.
Yes.
And you start going down every rabbit hole because you want to do whatever you can, right? And having one kind of resource guide would have been really helpful to kind of, give us, a cheat sheet.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that is very much what this is.
Oh,
in a
I'm
way,
so
right?
happy to hear you say that. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I wish I'd known about it at the time.
I know, right?
So have you written anything else? Are you working on anything?
Well, I also have my journal zine that is it's a gratitude journal that I also ta-da! It's a beautiful inspiration.
Serenity of Self.
Yes.
A journal zine for gratitude and self-discovery.
Yes.
Love it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly
so
right.
what does someone do with this?
So it really is to express your gratitude, and we all know that that's kind of what gets us into better, state of mind when we're expressing gratitude for, the things that we have, the things that are coming down the pike, because they always are. Everything's getting better. And that just helps you. I've always been a big journaler, so of course I had to combine that and make a journal for myself. So that was good.
I love it. It's another thing I wish I had earlier in my life. I started meditating, and that turned me onto journal expressing gratitude via journaling, which I've never been a big journaler. And I just had a plain old book, and I would do it there, and it made such a big difference. Like, I loved starting the day with gratitude, and unless you really write it down, you can kind of make a plan to always express gratitude, but then you forget, other things distract you. But if you make it a habit of journaling every day, then you stick with it
1,000%
until you stop, which I did.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know. I've definitely gone in and out.
But I wish I hadn't stopped, because it really was wonderful, and I should get back to it.
It's the same thing. It's like when you go back to yoga, or you go back to something that you got away from, and you're like, why did I stop this? It's so awesome. So that's exactly how I feel about the journaling. And then other than that, just I've been working on, this is kind of a mock-up, but my it's called Letter to Amy, which is a letter that my grandfather wrote me when I asked him what he did in the war.
Oh my gosh.
He was a World War II veteran in the Army.
I'm already tearing up.
I know, it's the sweetest story. I that's why I want to look at all of the Pearl Harbor and all of the memorabilia that you guys have here. But this story, it was so touching, because he was a great writer, my grandfather. And I mean, who knew?
Genetic.
I hope so. Maybe. But he told a great story, and it was just wonderful, because, he had just married my grandmother, and then he, runs off to Europe, and he's, Pearl Harbor happened, and a lot of people just signed up. Oh. And that's what was really incredible to me. Especially now in this tumultuous time that we have going on, to see that, like, how they stepped up and just went for it. And he left his bride here, and but he had such a positive attitude about the whole thing, and I think that's what I took away from this. So, in the story itself, he's funny. He doesn't even know he's being funny, so it's just like, I'm excited to tell his story. So I transcribed it and edited it, and I'm working on getting it out. So we'll see. It's a bit of a side passion project for me.
Is it just the letter you're publishing, or is it you?
The letter is almost
write about the letter and
no, it is the letter.
That's a long letter.
Exactly, it's like a short story. It's that long.
Wow.
But he really goes into, covers basically his 4 years that he was away during the war.
That's going to be so special.
Thank you. Yeah, it is beautiful. It is. I'm glad that I can bring that, at least to my family, or to other people who are interested in it. Maybe put it the war memorial in DC.
Oh my gosh, that'd be beautiful. Yeah,
it'd be just cool. So,
there's a reason they call them the greatest generation. It really is. They're incredible.
For sure. Yeah. I know. They're wonderful people, and
Gen X ain't bad. But
hey, I'm with you. Yes, exactly.
I guess I'm Gen X. I'm what you call an Xennial.
A Xennial. We're probably the same exact age. Yeah. Yes. We're young millennials and older Gen Xers.
The other way around. I think we're young Gen X.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Older millennials. Yeah.
Right.
We're badass.
Have you always self-published, or do you?
Oh, have I? Yes. When I wrote Advocate, I wrote that through a class that I was taking on how to publish on Amazon. So, and it forced me to write this book, which is fantastic. And then it also gave me an education on how to publish with Amazon. And but now with the memoir that I'm writing now, I'm hoping to shop it to be more traditionally published, which everyone does. But I'm not against, of course, like I'm open to indie publishing, and that might be the way to go. You know, you hear things either way.
There are pros and cons, I've learned, right? And so, and KDP Amazon has been a game changer. It really allows anyone to publish a book easily, affordably, relatively affordably. You get to keep all your royalties, right? And so I guess the flip side is, you know, you don't have the support services that I guess a traditional publisher would necessarily.
Yes, and and I've been reading about this, even if you get a traditional publisher, you are still doing so much of the marketing
still on your own
yourself.
These days. Yeah, it's not like how it used to be, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people will tell you, like, just don't bother. And we hype it up so much, and we feel so rejected, yet we still keep going for
it's
it.
just honestly more of an ego thing. Like, you want to feel like you've been accepted into this very exclusive club of
100%. I know. I can't lie and say that it wouldn't be the coolest thing ever. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you really got to ask yourself, like, why are you writing? I do. I have a card that's just always like, why are you doing this? And it's not for the fame and fortune, because that's very rare, you know, and it's not what I want. I want to be able to express, you know, and have that creativity in my life.
It's like any art, and this is an art at the end of the day, right? Exactly. You're just expressing your creativity, which I think everyone has. Everyone has some kind of creative element to them. It's just finding what it is and letting it out.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm self-publishing my first book as well, just because, frankly, I didn't have the patience to go through. It's a lot. You have to find a literary agent, and you have to send, I don't know how many query letters to even find one, you know, to give you the time. And then they have to shop it to the publisher. Like, it's a whole process, man.
It really is.
I don't know that people realize how difficult it can be.
I know. Did you go through Ingram, or how did you?
I'm going through bookbaby.com.
Oh, BookBaby. I've heard of BookBaby.
And I like it because they offer, you know, a variety of services. You have to pay, but they're very upfront about what it's going to cost. I think it's reasonable, but they have professional editing, they have professional cover design artists. And it's all internet based, which I love. You know, I don't have to get on the phone. So that's what I'm going through.
That's
for better or worse. We'll see. But,
for sure.
So
and you have the local community now to help promote. Like we have all these things.
Exactly.
So that's going to be amazing for you. I'm excited. When is it dropping again? In
September 22nd, book launch at Books and Books. Thank you, Mitch and company.
Well, you're going to have to come talk to South Florida writers.
Absolutely.
We have speakers come every month. That's what we do at our meetings. And we'd love to hear your process and, you know, how you wrote the book and your experience with BookBaby, all those things. Because this is exactly what the organization does, is we share these experiences so people can understand, like, all right, you know, this makes sense.
And that's why I'm hosting the show. I figured, you know, so that people can learn from me and from the guests that I have on.
Yeah, 100%. I know. You're doing it.
Now, where can people find your books?
AmyNicoleNaim.com is my website, and they're all up there.
It's also on Amazon, I believe, right?
But, and it is, yes.
But buy directly. She makes more that way.
Yes. I can't. I think the links might go directly to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
But if you're local, honestly, you know, come get in touch, and you can always, you know, come see me locally.
Now, do you want to talk about some of these books we have here? Some of the members? Or?
Yeah, just so definitely running the gamut. So actually, another great thing about the organization.
Don't get too far from your mic.
Association is, is that we do anthologies. Okay. So this one in particular, which is a very interesting one, is called Sea of Tranquility. And it's an anthology. So it's by a lot of the members of the South Florida Writers Association. And this is going to be a part of history, part of something called the Lunar Codex. Yeah, it's incredible. So it's from...
Don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting.
I know. The lunarcodex.com.org, but online, it's easy to find.
Okay.
They're basically shrinking down art from all over the world, artists, so writers, poetry, you know, paintings, all different kinds of art, onto a microfiche, and we're launching this. This is going to the moon, to the actual moon. This is going to the moon, and it will be like in a time capsule. It will be deposited there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So our writers get to be part of this anthology, which will be on the moon.
That is fascinating.
I know,
So,
fascinating.
I would
think
love
July.
to go to space. Like I was telling my wife the other day when we were watching Artemis that I'd love to do that someday.
Oh.
She's like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "No, you have no." I mean, I would give my left arm
Really?
to be in space, and so this is a way to accomplish that.
Exactly.
Without
Yeah. At
losing my
least your
arm.
work. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's so fascinating. I know. I've been watching Artemis with a lot of,
Yeah.
admiration. It's the coolest thing. But yeah, this is the next best way to do it. But the Lunar Codex project is incredible. And, everyone stepped up to include their piece in here. So
That's great.
yeah. And we have other, another anthology that we had done is A Wonder, which is this one here.
Mhm. Beautiful cover.
Yeah, it was really nice. Giancarlo Cavalos and Ceci Shaw were the they were the
And they are
editors.
the president of the Writers
He's the
Association and
current
CD
president,
is-
yes, and Cecilia is our director of programming. So she did the Mango conference.
Excellent.
Yes. So this is the recent one that we had, and this has a lot of beautiful short stories in it. So this is what I mean when you can connect with different people in the association, because it's like now all these people have an opportunity to display their work,
Right.
to showcase their work. And it's just incredible when you just sit down and you read all these stories. So this one, I mean, we have another one happening called Tales from the Bedside, which our webmaster, JC Sang, that's her pen name. You met JC.
I
Jasmine.
already have it scheduled for a future episode, so stay tuned. For
Oh,
that.
yay. Are you going to, her book is here as well, but she put together Code Blue Publishing is her house, and she's put together, I think you're going to contribute to it. Yeah. She has another one coming out maybe.
Okay. Yes.
But yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk.
She
Hopefully not as a character in her book, because that means I'm probably in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, no. No, well, yeah, she's incredible. She is just the amount of output that she does is really great. So she's doing a few anthologies. So yeah, they're all just incredible opportunities to get your work out there and be seen, So I love it.
So here's a stupid question. It's the South Florida Writers Association, not Authors Association.
Right.
Are there writers of other types, journalists, other professions, other than just writing books?
We
that
do
are
have
members?
people that are like journalists by day, kind of, and creative writers.
Okay.
Yes, there are. And we would support even songwriters, screenwriters. So it is any kind of writer, for sure. Yeah. We've had people. Well, a lot of the poetry that we've had is very akin to the song lyrics and stuff like that. So really anything.
Music is just poetry set to musical notes,
yeah,
really.
Exactly. So we have it all, honestly. It's a wonderful association. I'm just so blessed to be a part of it.
It is. And you touched on the writing contest earlier. So I did submit for this latest writing contest.
Fantastic.
So crossing my fingers.
Okay. Yeah. Another great opportunity.
Never submitted to anything like that in my life. So.
Oh, really?
We'll see.
Oh, yeah, good. Yes. And you could do that. You can also contribute a piece to our monthly newsletter, The Author's Voice. So we give you opportunities to kind of get your
And actually,
your voice
the organization has its own podcast as well, right?
Yes. The Author Showcase is on our YouTube channel. Which we will have you on as well, especially
Thank you.
Get your book on. Yeah, that's Ceci is also hosting that. So
so opportunities abound.
Abound.
Yeah.
They really and I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but
If people want to learn more about the organization and all these wonderful things we talked about, where should they go?
Yeah, southfloridawriters.org is our website, and everything is there. All the membership benefits and. Everything else that we offer, events coming up, the contests, contacts, everything
Excellent.
that you need.
I think we're scrolling that on the screen at some point.
SouthFloridaWriters.org, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to remember.
Very easy.
Let's have some fun questions here. Okay, so this is always a tough one, right? It's like choosing between your children. Who's your favorite author? Or what is your favorite book? I'll let you choose one or the other.
Oh my gosh. I know this all. I really like a lot of nonfiction.
Yeah.
Although Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, was very amazing. There's what about yours? Let's talk about yours.
Wait. I'm the host
Let's
here.
put this back on you.
Okay, so one of my favorite books. You can't say the favorite, right? But 1984, I always go back to. We're living it now, so it's actually quite appropriate and depressing. But yeah, 1984 I think is excellent.
Wow.
But in terms of authors that I read now, I really like Eric Larson. Dan Brown. I'm into kind of
yeah.
historical fiction and thrillers, and so yeah, a lot of my writing is kind of inspired by them.
Your book's historical fiction, yes?
I would call it historical fiction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I mix a lot of history in there, but at the end of the day, I make a lot of stuff up. So,
I know.
which is really liberating. That's what I love about fiction.
Oh, I know.
But like
what you mean.
I tend to read nonfiction.
Yes.
And I need to get away from that because, if I'm going to write fiction, I should probably read more of it.
It's true. I need to mix it up too. My mother always says that. She's like, you need to just have a good fantasy, whatever. But then because I'm writing my memoir, I'm now finding myself, I'm picking up other people's memoirs just to see their structure.
So you hadn't even mentioned that yet. So you're writing a memoir.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. My memoir, as I mentioned, is, starts with my time in New York City and then becoming a mother. And,
that's right.
and
You did mention that.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah. The changes in identity and all that stuff. But yeah, so now I'm so focused on memoir writing and seeing how people really express that. That's really fascinating to me, those memoir stories, and how people bring those to life it's not a biography. I think people think, oh.
So what is the difference?
So a biography is like, I was born on this day, and then it kind of takes you through someone's life. And a memoir can be about a particular incident that happened to you or a particular time in your life, and what that means to you. But it's about something that happened to you.
Right. It's more like psychoanalysis. And
yeah, it is. It's making meaning, right? It is. It's totally making meaning out of an incident. Like, what am I reading now? The Hair. It's literally about this woman who found a little rabbit by the side of the road, like during lockdown and COVID, in her little cottage in England, and how she takes this little baby rabbit in and like takes care of it. This is a memoir. Like,
that's great.
So, you could write about anything. And I think people think their stories aren't worthy. And I really hate to see that, even though I have my own self-doubts like all the time, like who's going to care about this? And that's the other thing. I think we try to support people to say like, your message matters.
Yeah.
And it's all important. And we have to get it out, because I think people tend to just, doubt themselves. And,
oh, absolutely. Like any artist.
Any artist. Right? So it's like, this is crap. I doubt
myself every day. Like, why am I to be writing a book? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Never taken a creative writing course in my life. But then I meet people like you and people at the wonderful SFWA who are very supportive, and it gives you hope. And so,
yeah. I couldn't do it without my cheerleaders. I have a team. Those girls that you met, I met them through SFWA, and now they become my core besties.
Yeah. Great energy across the entire group. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Listen, Amy, unfortunately, we're out of time. This really goes faster than anyone ever expects.
I know. I love talking to you.
But I'd love to have you on again in the future. I'd love to have other members of the organization. Let's make this a regular thing.
Absolutely. Would love that. Thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you for taking the time, and thank you for everything you do. And good luck with all of your different projects.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again.
So, folks, that's all the time we have here on the Miami Book Hub. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you like this episode and what we're doing, please share it with friends and family, and be sure to tune in for future episodes. As I've mentioned, we have several other authors and members of the literary community on deck, many of whom you might know, like Mitch Kaplan from Books and Books. So please continue to tune in. In the meantime, keep reading, keep writing, and stay curious, Miami.